Greetings and salutations, my dear good friends. It is I, Maple from Bolt 99 Games, coming to you right here, right now, with another milestone video. Been doing these, have done a few. This is our third one. Every $1,000 that we're gonna do in sales, we're gonna do another one of these milestone videos and kind of recap everything that's happened in the last $1,000 and what's going on now, mistakes that I've made, everything few and far in between, and our updates on pretty much the journey for Bolt 99 Games and where I go from here, any ideas, and everything, yeah, like that. And here we are. We have reached finally our $3,000 milestone. A little progress update. This year we have hit bing bong $2,867.68 on our eBay sales, and we have been pretty stagnant on our TCG player. Haven't done as much. Going to be doing some revamping there and really hitting TCG player hard here soon. We're at only $215.16 on our net sales, which brings us to $3,082 for our total online sales. But also, we just did a vending card show, where we did $400 in sales. So that brings our total year to date at the video $3,482 in sales between all three platforms. I don't know if we're gonna count the vending sales. I think we have to, yeah, because we're following the whole card business as a whole. And so yeah, 3,400 is where we are at, and hopefully we'll get, reach that next milestone soon, as we have a grip of slabs that have come in, and we are looking to offload these puppies quick, fast, and in a hurrah. But we will see. Of course, time will tell. But since our last video, we made some mistakes along the way. We got our first bad review on eBay. Totally my fault. Could have been avoided 100% by me. We'll kind of dive into that situation. We'll tiptoe around it, we'll get there. But, and then we've had our first section of first submission of slabs come back since then. Very excited about that. Did our first vending show. Our second submission of slabs, our second 20 should be coming back next month. And, hopefully we'll hit that 4,000 mark in total sales sooner than it took 3,000. This month was slow because I was prepping for the upcoming card show. I wanted a good amount of product for the show, and I actually have a separate video that I talk about, pretty much a rundown of everything that happened during my first vending show. If you want to check that video out, I just uploaded it recently. I'm sure it'll be there somewhere. It'll be somewhere. I'm sure the editor, we'll figure that out. But so we just had that, and so I think a lot of this last month was sitting on some product, because I wanted to take enough to go with, to people to have variety, to have a good selection, and it looked good at the table, and I feel like we accomplished that. I feel like the show went as well as it could have for our first show, and now that we are post show, I am post dumping quite a few things. All of our slabs are going up. We have a ton of $10 and up cards that I had in top loaders for the show. Those are all going up, and so I do imagine that our sales will pick up. We'll hit that $4,000 milestone in that video sooner rather than later. But so to talk about what has happened since then. So on our last video, I talked about doing some variation posts and things like that, and I tried a few of those out, and was making some sales from them and whatnot, and it was going okay. And I was really afraid of not being fully on top of, if I have a card posted individually on eBay, Then I had that same card included on a variation post, and I was very afraid of missing one. You know, there was a point in time where, you know, orders would come in bunches on the weekend, and I had a card that was individually ordered, but I forgot to take it off the variation post, and this was totally my fault. And then it got ordered, and, you know, I'm stuck here like, what do I do? You know what I mean? Go out for a refund? Do I try to go find the card somewhere at a shop? You know what I mean? And try to fill the order. And I had an instance where I reached out to a customer like the next day from the order, told him situation, and was offered, hey, I can either send you a refund or I send you a card, you know, equal value or more value, you know what I mean, to make up for the issue. And I didn't get a response in time before the order was due. And then if I miss the order time, then my stuff gets flagged from eBay, and it's a whole just messy situation. So I didn't receive a message in time before it was due, before I was going to get flagged. And so I decided to issue the refund. Customer gets the money back, you know, no harm, no foul. And then the next day after it had been shipped, then I received a message from the customer saying that they wanted a certain card. And then they got there and they were not too pleasantly happy that they didn't receive another card, but I was under the impression that they would get the notification that they'd been refunded. And so that was our first bad review. It's all my fault. Shouldn't have double posted. What are you gonna do? You live and you learn, right? So since then, I ate the bad review. Yeah, that was a bummer. Didn't really like that. Was hoping to avoid that for a little bit. I've since then taken off the variation posts. I felt like it was cool. It did okay. Like, it wasn't like, I don't think it's worth keeping. You know what I mean? I think I was doing just fine with the individual posts. And I was hoping, I feel like that it took a lot of time to do those as well. Like a lot of time to sit there and do all of it at once. And so I think I'm going to get back to when I was originally starting. Like, I'm going to try to get 5 to 10 a day. Post. Just individual ones. And so, you know, I don't know how, you know, obviously, excuse me, I'm at the lowest of low ends right now. So practically nobody watches these videos. So it's not gonna really hurt me too much. But I don't know how or if it was a great idea to talk about that. But, you know, figured own up to my mistake, talk about it. And yeah, we go from there, man. You live and you learn. And it's just one of those things. So yeah, since then I've taken off the variation posts, going back to individual posts, going back to try to do 5 to 10 individuals a day. I mean, right now I'm doing way more than that because I'm trying to get up all my products from the show that didn't sell. Now that I'm post show, I'm mass posting right now. And so I'm putting in some time doing that. But yeah, hey, you live and you learn. Wanted to kind of talk about that. And so it sucks not seeing the 100% positive feedback. I mean, I think we're still close to 99, but yeah, it's a bummer. But other than that, next update is for our TCG player. I have finally reached level 4, the max level. And so now we have access to a few things. We have access to the card scanning feature, which I haven't dove into that too far yet. And then also the spreadsheet for mass uploading. Did that for the White Flare and Black Bolt. That was kind of cool. So once you're level 4 in TCG player, you can basically pick a set and you can export the entire inventory that they have on TCG player. Then you take your spreadsheet that you just exported and you go through, it's all alphabetized, and you click on the card, or basically you type in, you know, how much quantity you have of each card and what you want to put the market price at. You just do it all on a spreadsheet and then you re-upload it and then boom, it's all on there. It was a lot faster and it's pretty cool. You can put in a formula in the spreadsheet too of like, basically take what the market price is and add X amount to everything. And then so I didn't even have to price out everything. I just put the formula in and then it priced it where I wanted everything priced already too. And so I thought that's pretty cool. The only thing with that is that I'm working on, and I think I'm doing pretty good on it right now, is I'm working on alphabetizing everything. So every set I have, alphabetizing it, and then also having it common, reverse holo, and holo, having all those advertised as well. And then once I get that done, then I'll be mass uploading to TCG Player, because now that I'm level 4, I have unlimited inventory slots. Started out with, I think you started at 100 at level 1. And then also too, like, I'm putting my prices at market price now, or even in some cases slightly above market price, because before it was just a race to get to level 4 pretty much, to get that credibility. And so everything was like pennies to literally a penny, you know what I mean? Or less, depending on what it was. Like if it was a card that's like, you know, more, obviously I'm going to put it at market price. But for majority of the cards, just to get those sales under my belt and stuff like that, that's what I was doing. I think I'm at 64 orders right now, TCG Player. Nothing crazy by any means. Excuse me, but that's what I'm working on next, is to get that all alphabetized, get that all ready, and then I'm gonna just mass dump on TCG Player and then figure out, you know, things, how that goes. One problem I was having with TCG Player is that I would get an order for a literal shit ton of cards, but the shipping was still at the shipping rate that it was for just one card. So I'd have an order and it would be a huge stack, and there's no way I'm shipping that for anything less than like $4 or $5, but I was only able to get $1 out of the shipping. And so I got to figure out that for TCG Player on how that works exactly. And if you can, like once the order reaches a certain amount, or because it's not by weight either. So I got to figure out that so I can get my shipping stuff dialed in. And then a couple other things to go over is I recently picked up a sports collection from a good friend of mine who's kind of getting out of the hobby. And so it was a great opportunity for me, someone who, you know, is in the hobby and is actively selling and stuff like that. It was a good deal. Picked up a whole box of stuff. It's a good deal because I still had to go. I'm still going through and sorting. There was a good amount, so I have to go through and I have to sort each individual card, figure out what the price at, and then obviously, you know, putting in the work to post them all, to talk with customers, message back and forth, barter with them, and then I have to pay for all my shipping supplies and labels and stuff. So, you know, there's a lot to go in, a lot to factor in when you buy a collection and stuff like that. And so I would say I got it for a good price, good reasonable price. To, you know, the work is definitely gonna have to be put in, but there is money to be made. And you know, it was a good deal. I appreciate him doing that deal with me, and that was really cool to go through all those sports cards. Picked up a few, I think I got them here, sports slabs. Like we have like a Bijan Robinson, you know, PSA 9. I think there was a LaMelo Ball PSA 10. I mean, it's not worth anything. I think it was like 18 to 20 bucks, but you know, it was cool. There were some slabs, bunch of singles, bunch of raw singles and stuff. So that was really cool. That was the biggest collection I have purchased so far in terms of size. Not necessarily, maybe amount too, but that was interesting. A lot of time to go through that, to sort through and to price, especially with sports cards, to where, like with Pokemon, like I pretty much know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm looking at in terms of Pokemon and like what's value and what's like, all right, let's keep going. But for sports stuff, it was like, all right, I don't know if there's something sneaky in here, because there's so many different variations. There's so many different like alterations and things like that. That one, it took some time to go through for sure. And that was interesting to kind of like, because your time when you're going through the collection, you're not able to post, you know what I mean? You're not able to make videos, you're not able to make content. Like you got to go through the collection. And so that was an eye opener of how time consuming it really was. That was a lot of hours just scanning each card and going through each card and organizing them. You know, there's $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. These are more. And things of that nature. So that was an eye-opener. That was something new. Going through a large collection like that was interesting. But one thing that I'm hoping that kind of opened the door with too, and the next thing that I want to talk about that we're going to be doing next. So we have been selling on eBay, been selling on TCG Player. We hit level 4 on TCG Player. We went to our first vending show. I said I would. I did. We conquered that. The next thing that we're going to be doing to expanding is we are going to be doing live auctions. Dun, 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 dun. We're going to see how it goes. I am not going to be doing rip and ships because I don't have the access to that many packs like that. I just don't like, that's just not going to happen. So what we're going to do is my tentative plan on the early going is to do dollar auctions. I think how I want to do it is, if I do it 2 days a week, all right, so let's just say if I do it 2 days a week, one day is going to be sports. The next day will be like Pokemon, TCG pretty much. And I think that's how I want to start off doing. Because in that collection, I just came into a ton of $1 and $2 cards, like a literal ton. And so I have a bunch of Pokemon 2 reverse holo EXs that are $1 to $2 as well too. And so I want to figure, I have no idea how I'm going to do it just yet. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. My goal or my plan kind of is, you know, I'm going to set out like a handful of cards, maybe like 50 to 100 cards. And it'll be like $3 $1, then a $2, $3 $1, then a $3 in terms of value, $3 $1, then a $5. You know what I mean? Try to sprinkle it in to keep people interested and active. It's going to be a learning curve. It's going to be one of those things that you're going to have to figure out, trial by error, figure out as you go. But, you know, I'm going to try it out. And I think I'm leaning towards doing eBay. Because one thing that I'm concerned with is the shipping processes and how that's all going to work. I know with eBay right now, when I get an order, I just do, it's all, the labels is all through them, and I love it. I'm not a super big fan of TCG Player and how I have to make my own labels and do all that stuff. But with eBay, you know, it's all in-house. They do it all pretty much for you. You just pay for it. And I got to do some research and see if with the live, it works that way as well. And you could do all the labels through them. If that's the case, then I will probably be doing eBay to do my live auctions. I might try whatnot. It really depends. But the shipping stuff is what I'm really concerned with and figuring that out. Just because eBay makes it so simple to do the shipping and stuff like that. And so we'll see how it goes. I'm going to start off with the dollar auctions. And I mean, and if I get access to inventory, then I might do like the packs and stuff like that where people can order them and stuff. I have no idea. But I have enough right now to do at least dollar auctions. And, you know, hopefully that'll be a way to kind of offload some more product, get some more revenue coming in. And then I love talking in front of a camera, as you can see. And I love doing live streams and stuff. And so that'll kind of help me get back into that. And so that is where I'm going next is, yeah, selling online. Live auctions. So we'll go from there. But I would say that's where I'm going to look around and see if there's anything else that catches my eye that I need to talk about and kind of go over. And I think that's pretty much it right now. Just trying to get more organized, trying to take that next level into organization, take that next step into getting some more revenue coming in, making this thing as legit as possible. You know, let me know kind of if you guys have any ideas, if you guys have any thoughts, any tips, any suggestions, anything I've screwed up on that you think that I could do better. Please let me know. I'm always looking for help. I'm always looking to network with folks. I'm always looking just for tips, tricks to survive in this crazy, crazy world. But, you know, I think that's all I got for this video. I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you've been watching these, you are the fudging best. I appreciate it. Yeah, let me know what you think, man. I need to know. I need to improve. I need to get better. And you guys are the ones that are going to help me do it. But I have been Maple. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Hopefully one day in the future, I will be recording one of these videos from a brick and mortar, Vault 99 Games, brick and mortar location. That would be so cool. But I've been Maple. This is Vault 99 Games. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Take care. You're awesome. Peace.